Good evening. We hope you're ready to enjoy some amazing music tonight.
From some incredibly talented artists.
And it's all for a wonderful cause that affects us all, equality. Welcome to the exclusive pre-show for Call for Change. I'm Melanie Sanders.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You are listening to the multi-talented Autumn Nicholas, and we are here at DPAC in Durham. They haven't had a show since March, but they opened up for us. We are thrilled that they're helping out with Call for Change. We're gearing up for it right now. It starts at 7 p.m. on WRAL.
In 30 minutes, we're going to enjoy the performances of Delta Ray, Reese Palmer, Tyler Butler Figueroa.
We've got Jay Gunn, we've got G Yamazawa, and Melanie got my favorite guest of all, thanks to some family connections.
That's right. My cousin, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Tony Award-winning actress from Hamilton. She will be here tonight. So excited. We're also going to have some amazing community leaders and discuss some real solutions to end racism in our community right here in the Triangle.
All right, so sit back as we bring you some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of artist performances, interviews, and also some features of some of our favorite people in the Triangle.
So let's get this party started with Autumn Nicholas with her newest single that was inspired by a call for change.
The name of the song is Side by Side.
Secretly, it's inspiring. The uncertainty keeps us circling on and abiding by all the smoke screens they're withholding. The fear is really not knowing, but I can't understand why we all just keep taking sides. Why can't we sympathize if we really care about each other's lives? Let's go and make it right. Oh, standing side by side, oh, for equal rights. Oh, this anxiety seems puzzling, though our history books don't really mean nothing. This oppression got me feeling like we're divided by a million questions. Why don't just be colorblind with all this hate inside? Said I can't understand why we all just keep taking sides. Why can't we sympathize if we really care about each other's lives? Let's go and make it right. Oh, standing side by side, oh, for equal rights, for equal rights, for equal rights, oh, side by side. Social media's in a frenzy, fighting just to make ends meet, living life through our phone screens, learning how to deal with lonely. Social media's in a frenzy, fighting just to make ends meet, living life through our phone screen, learning how to deal with lonely. Social media's in a frenzy, fighting just to make ends meet, and I'm living life through my phone screen, learning how to deal with lonely. No, but side by side, for equal rights, oh no, side by side, for equal rights.
Autumn Nicholas.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Of course.
Tell us, what was your inspiration for writing Side by Side?
To be honest with you, it came from a place that being biracial, being on both sides, I feel as though I needed to speak about something through music because it is the deepest way to make connections. I've realized that we can play as many shows as we like, but if we make something that connects to people, especially what's going on in our community, that makes a huge difference.
And this was a personal song for you, and it was a personal story. Tell us a little bit more about that story.
It's definitely personal. When I was younger, I experienced a little bit of noticing of my color. I didn't really think anything of it. When I was young, I just saw people as the color of their shirts, not the color of their skin. And I went over to play at a friend's house, and a mother told me that I was not allowed in because I was a mutt. And I wasn't really sure what that meant back then either. And my mom came over and she kind of fixed it, and we ended up playing together as we grew up. But it was a situation that as I got older, I experienced that a little more and a little more often in small areas, but it started to make more sense to me. So I thought I really need to write about it, but in a subtle way that could reach everyone.
And these sorts of events, the call for change, it means something. That
Absolutely.
people are really coming out and fighting racism and
Yes.
talking about it. And you're singing about it. How important is it that we not pretend that it doesn't exist?
Right. There is a line in the song that says, don't be colorblind, but don't keep the hate inside. Like there's something that we have to speak about it, and we have to take action, make a better change in order to get what we want out of it. The outcome is for everyone to feel equal. So.
And some people feel like athletes or musicians shouldn't really have a voice. You should just sing or you should just play. What is your response to that?
That's been actually really tough. I perform a lot around the Triangle, and I feel as though sometimes we become jukeboxes. We become kind of just muted, and then when we have something powerful to say, I really wanted to make it with the times, to our community, to the cause, and I hope to be heard through this.
So what do you have coming up next?
I have a new release coming out very soon of an EP. I'm not going to release the title just yet, but I'm hoping that all the songs will encompass different things that are going on, and especially this song, Side by Side. I can't wait to release it.
Love
It was beautiful. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and your talent
Absolutely.
and your story with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So amazing. Thank you so much, Autumn. And she is going to play another song at the end of the pre-party. We cannot wait, so stay with us until 7 p.m. We're fortunate to have her tonight and all of our sponsors who are making tonight possible.
Let's take a moment to hear from all of them.
Good evening, Triangle. My name is Nick Allen, and I am the Chief Program Officer at the United Way of the Greater Triangle, where our mission is to eradicate poverty and increase social mobility through the power of partnerships. At every key measurement of poverty, we see that our Black and brown neighbors are suffering disproportionately more, and the root cause is systemic racism. It is through the Anti-Racism Community Fund that local philanthropy can join the movement, investing in local leaders, investing in scalable anti-racist work in the nonprofit sector, and increasing the capacity of everyone in the Triangle to be anti-racist. We are happy, through partnership with the John Rex Endowment, to start this fund off with $125,000. But we need much more, and we ask you to join us. Thank you.
We're proud to support Band Together North Carolina and the United Way, particularly this year in support of the Anti-Racism Community Fund. I have personal experience with the United Way, and I couldn't be more excited that they are the 2020 nonprofit partner. These organizations are doing such crucial and important work in the fight for equality, diversity, and inclusion in our communities. Now is the time to get involved, to listen, and to support change. We very much look forward to seeing this fun event and its new format and enjoying all the great music from home.
My name is Donald Thompson. I'm the CEO of Walk West and the founder of the diversity movement. I'm so excited about the call for change that is being led by Band Together. Walk West has been a part of these events for many years, and I'm so excited about what we're doing this year in the call to action about bringing forth racial equity, racial change, and doing it together. Doing it in a fun and engaging way, but with a powerful impact for the long-term betterment. Everybody can agree that human decency matters, and Band Together is leading the charge, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Again, we appreciate all of tonight's sponsors, and we've got a remarkable night ahead of us filled with musical performances, appearances from local icons, and interviews from some really powerful community leaders.
It's going to be a ton of fun, but again, we are all truly here tonight to support the Triangle through the Anti-Racism Community Fund.
Every dollar raised tonight will be invested back into the Triangle to support local nonprofits with systemic approaches to supporting racial equality in housing, food, education, healthcare, and the workforce.
Yeah, so every musician and community leader that you hear from tonight is performing because they believe in a more equitable future in our community.
It's time for change, so let's hear from some local leaders who are ready to answer the call for change.
The time is now to create an anti-racism framework that supports the development and success of all of our young people.
The time is now to advocate for racial equity in our housing practices and policies.
It's time for us to put an end to racism in the Triangle area.
The time is now to provide equity and real support to minority-owned businesses.
The time is now for us not to just be non-racist, but to be anti-racist.
The time is now for us to get out and vote. We need people in power who will fight for equality and justice for all.
The time has come for us to listen, to learn, and to be an ally for change.
The time is now to end racial inequities in education.
The time is now to disrupt and dismantle systems of oppression that steal the lives of Black and brown folks and robs our entire communities from reaching their full potential.
Thank you again for all the amazing sponsors who are making it their mission to fight racism in our community, which is the reason we're here tonight.
Tonight's Band Together event is called A Call for Change, and we're about to send it over to two very integral parts of Band Together, Thorin Dobenspeck and James White. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Melanie and Pam. We appreciate it so much tonight. James, man, it's so good seeing you here. You know, for us, when I called you and told you why we're doing this for Band Together, I think the big thing for me was we have a platform. We wanted to be a part of the solution. It's about listening and learning, but music really brings us together. And I think for us, we just want to have this positive message of let's community come together, let's listen to this, let's make a change, let's do things and put it on an equal playing field. And you know, I'm so proud of you for being a part of this journey with us. We're thankful, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I know when I first questioned about you, you were skeptical at first, and then you really kind of brought it home for us. So thank you. And what does this kind of event mean for our community?
Yeah, I think it is, first of all, exciting that we've taken the journey, and that you've been doing this, and this is something that I think is even more throwing in just a positive message. Because when we're talking about systemic racism, it exists in every sphere of influence, even in music. Yep. When you think about the history of music and artists and the industry, then systemic racism is there as well. However, we've had a chance, I believe, to begin a journey that will be transformative for the community. And you're right, music brings us together in a way that sometimes goes beyond the message that words can give.
Absolutely, and I think, as we talked about earlier, tonight is just not about tonight, right? So even when this show is over tonight, which is exciting, but this journey keeps on going. So we need to keep that music playing, we need to listen and learn. It needs to come from us. We have to be better. We have to walk the walk, and I'm excited about that journey with you. Quickly, I know we're on time tonight, but let's talk about the money. You know, like we're raising funds right now for racial equity here. We always supported Band Together, supports nonprofit organizations. We try to lift them up and use music as our platform. But you know, tonight we're talking about organizations that really focus on racial equity in housing, healthcare, and housing and food insecurity. I mean, talk about that. Like, what can this do tonight? Like, what the start of this process? What can this money help to bring change?
You know, I think one of the things that sometimes you'll hear the word equality and equity interchangeably used, and yet they're two different things. Now, both are important. And many of us grew up with this idea of equality, which is true. You want things to be fair and things to be the same. But what's beautiful and incredible about equity is what we're saying is it's not just that we're the same, but that everyone should have what they need in order to flourish, in order to live and function as we all want to need. And that, yes, we're different, and so there's a need for equity so that there can be a chance for everyone to flourish. And I think what this is an opportunity for us to see is that much of the data that we see, whether it's education, whether it's food, whether it's business, that there's a difference between our Black and brown neighbors. And we have an opportunity to now engage to create equity so that we all can flourish. And when we create equity, then that means the whole community, white people, Black people, brown people, indigenous people, that means we all get to flourish in a way like never before. It's very similar to what's happened tonight with music and with art. That what we've tried to create in this moment is an equitable experience so that people can see art from all different genres that really, hopefully, when we listen to the message, creates an opportunity for us all to flourish and all of us to experience this whole meaning of what it means to be an anti-racist people.
All right, James, let's talk a little bit about the music that we're going to hear August 12th, right? So I feel like for us at Band Together, we know that music brings us together. And of course, as we mentioned, now more than ever, we have to listen. So not everybody listens to certain genres of music, but throughout history and throughout what we've picked tonight for some of the songs, it sings to us, right? From everywhere from Hamilton, which you spoke about earlier to me, about how Hamilton has really created this amazing twist. And talk about that a little bit. Like, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, Hamilton has helped us see that music allows us to hear a story in a different way. I think that's the genius of Lin-Manuel Miranda, is that he gave us people from various different realities, men, women, in places that we wouldn't have imagined. And we were listening, we're engaged. It's even caused some of us to want to read history in a whole new way. And so that's the power of music. Music, if we just take time to listen, creates this moment for equity to see that all of us can flourish in a story that can be beautiful. And that's what I love about tonight. We've got all different genres of music to help us all engage.
Hip hop, and like that's kind of what Hamilton was all about. It was so fast, but that's where it's like you listen to it and it can feed into faster what we're thinking at the time. But to tonight with Reese Palmer Seeds and Delta Ray and I mean just these amazing songs, All Good People, I think it just speaks, and for the moment that we're in right now, I love the fact of that this music should be about the moment and should just us think. And that's all that matters, is that we got to learn, right? We just got to listen to music and feel good about it when we go through it.
And it's true, you know, as you say that, Thorne, music is about the moment, but then the moment can turn into a movement.
Yep.
And that really is what I believe can happen as a result of this moment that we are having.
Well, awesome. Thanks for the journey, man. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody August 12th to run through this with us. We're excited about it. We've seen some of our already some of these performances these musicians have put on. It's really exciting. So thanks, everybody, for the support. And thank you, James, for the journey. And we'll see everybody soon.
Thanks, Thorne and James. The Triangle is home to so many incredible musicians, and we've been honored to work with quite a few of them tonight for Call for Change.
Yeah, let's take a brief look into the work of Reese Palmer, Delta Ray, and Tyler Butler Figueroa.
The optimist in me wants to believe that we're on to something and that we're on to some change. And I feel personally, one of my favorite quotes is from James Baldwin, and I'm gonna mess it up, but basically what he said was that the job of the artist is to be like a lover. And if I love you and I believe in you, I have to tell you the truth about yourself. And so I think that now is the time for myself and other artists to tell the truth. And no matter how scary, no matter what the backlash may be or whatever, it's time to tell the truth. And I'm hopeful. I believe that people really do want to change and people want to get better, but I think that it's a lot more work than I think a lot of people think it is. And, you know, I think the better gauge is not to look at what's happening right now, but to look a year from now and see what's going on and what's changed and what everybody's talking about. So I'm looking forward to that. Cautiously optimistic.
I really think people need music in their lives because it can change the way they see the world and it can give them a way to release themselves.
You know, I'm a hip-hop artist, and hip-hop is a black art form, right? And the racism that I faced is every time I tell somebody I'm a hip-hop artist and watch a door close in my face, or it's an art form that is the most popular art form and the most powerful cultural force on the globe, but it's still not taken seriously by mainstream people, right? It's still looked at as a teenage art form or a fad or a joke, and I think that's steeped in racism. So far too many times for me to name, right? It's almost to the point where when people ask me what I did, I would often, when I was less secure, I suppose, would say I'm a musician or I'm an artist, and would delay getting to the fact that, you know, what type of music, and, you know, I would delay getting to hip-hop because I know hip-hop wears the cultural connotations of blackness, and racist institutions don't value those cultural contributions.
We wrote All Good People in 2015.
We wrote it in response to the violence that we witnessed against Black Americans like Philando Castile and Sandra Bland and so many others. And when we went in to record the song, the very next day, the shooting in Charleston from a band and not part of the engine that continued to drive racism, we needed to say something, and our music is how we say something.
This moment has changed everything in the music industry. We were supposed to be touring all this year, and that has been postponed indefinitely. I think it's given us a chance to pause and also really contemplate why we make music and connecting with our audience and connecting with subjects and a movement that means a lot to us.
Okay, I'm sure you've noticed we're filming this in the middle of a global pandemic, right?
Hence the huge space between us.
This is not normal. When we worked at the news, we were a little bit closer together, but precautions have to be made. We are in an empty theater here at DPAC. Nonetheless, you're going to see some amazing footage of all of these bands, and with every amazing performance that you're going to see tonight, there was a ton of work being done behind the scenes to capture each song in a way that really speaks to this moment.
That's right. Let's take an exclusive behind the scenes look into some of the work that has gone into making A Call for Change actually happen. Been so much fun.
It really has, and we've gotten to hear the powerful music of Autumn Nicholas. We've talked with some staple musicians from the Triangle. We have gained perspective from so many of our community leaders as well.
It's just been amazing, and the fun isn't over yet. We have an entire hour of groundbreaking performances and interviews coming up at 7 p.m., just a few minutes, on WRAL.
Yeah, on your TV, you can just tune into WRAL. If you're going to use your computer or an iPhone, you can go to WRAL.com. And remember, every dollar that we raise tonight is going directly back into equitable initiatives to strengthen our community.
Autumn is still with us, yay! And she's going to be closing out this show with us, so kick back and enjoy her song that's called Light. Then flip over to WRAL at 7 o'clock in just a few minutes.
We are so excited for the main event when we will enjoy appearances from Reese Palmer, Delta Ray, Tyler Butler Figueroa, Hamilton's Tony Award winner, and Melanie's cousin, Renee Goldsberry, including a lot more.
Yes. Thanks for enjoying the evening with us tonight. We've enjoyed having you. Our motto, music brings us together. Now more than ever, we must listen.
All right, take it away, Autumn.
I hope the light inside of me bleeds some darkness out of you. Oh, we cannot hide in angles, they cannot bend the truth. It's in the balance of our faults, it's complicated or defeated. Oh, we must outweigh the lasting, this won't be the death of me. Said I know it won't be the death of me. 'Cause I wanna be the light that outweighs the dark. darkness, so I don't need to be the gap. No, there's no need to fit in. Said I wanna be a square that fits into your circle. Way outside the box, oh, they try to place me in it. No, don't let them place you in. No, no, no. So don't let them place you in it. Oh, was it the light that broke the bulb? Was it the stuff they told us all? Them hypocrites hypotheses making me believe like this. Is it who you want me to be like? All this ignorance stealing our rights. They're never gonna steal the light from me, no. Cause I wanna be the light that outweighs your darkness. So I don't need to be the gap. Oh, there's no need to fit in. Said I wanna be a square that fits into your circle. No way outside the box. Oh, they're trying to place me in it. No, no, place you in it. Oh, don't let them place you in it. Oh, no, no. Oh, the crack where you think that you're broken heart is just a space that leaves you open for new light. Oh, the crack where you think that you're broken heart is just a space that leaves you open for new light. Oh, the crack where you're thinking you're broken heart is just a space that leaves you open for new light. I hope some light inside of me bleeds some darkness out of you. Oh, I cannot hide in angles, and they cannot bend the truth. It's in the balance of the fall. It's complicated or defeated. Oh, but you must outweigh the lasting. This won't be the death of me.